Hi there, and welcome to the Arkansas E-Traveler. Landon with you here as this is going to be a little bit of a different video. There's so much information, I'm just going to let it take over the screen, and I'm just going to talk you through it as we go through these advancements that we have found in the Phoenix market. I'm back from spring break in Orlando. Hopefully you managed to see some of the adventures that I somehow found myself in as Electrify America went over to the Alpitronic HYC 400 units, and just happened to be there at the right place at the right time, so check that out if you haven't. Anyway, for Walmart, we have now found 6 of the 10 locations in the Phoenix market that are slated for construction this year, and quite a bit of information with them, so let's get started here. So last time we met, I had just finished a recap of the first week of Walmart Energy in the Metroplex. And in that video, I mentioned through a flash news bulletin that 3 out of 10 Walmart Energy locations had been found through permitting. What was most interesting is that all 3 of these locations found initially were in Chandler, Arizona. That is a suburb of Phoenix, so that does fall in line. And of course, all of the effort made to find these locations was with Alejandro EV66. Go follow him over on X, formerly known as Twitter or whatever you call it these days. He is a fantastic follow, especially if you're interested in permitting for Ayana, Walmart, all of these new builds. So what's new this update is we now have 3 more known locations, and they are in the southeast portion of the Phoenix market, and that brings our total to 6 that we know about. 4 remain elusive. We now have confirmed use of the ABB A400 units. Permitting reveals that ABB A400 units will be used in at least 3 of these locations. However, I think that it's likely all 10 in the Phoenix market will be using ABB A400s. And as we have got our eyes now on site plans, new locations in the Phoenix market that we've discovered this week, we have found that there's a new charging location in proximity to the store itself that we have not seen so far in the Metroplex. We've seen it elsewhere, but not in the Metroplex. So I'm excited to run through that with you, and I think most of you will love this. So I suppose the burning question here is, where are the new locations? They are Supercenter 1381 in Apache Junction, Arizona, Supercenter 1646 in Mesa, Arizona, and Supercenter 3751 in Santan Valley, Arizona. All right, so here is a look at the site plans for Supercenter 1381 in Apache Junction. Over here on the right, you'll notice that we have an aerial view of the Walmart Supercenter along with the parking lot and the proposed locations and ingress into the store pathways from both the parking lot, those being the traditional pathways, along with the new proposed pathway in blue from the chargers. Couple of observations from this. First, these locations have a much closer proximity between the store and the chargers themselves. At this particular location, we're finding that it's about 280 feet from the charger to the store entrance, or 200 feet from the charger to the outdoor center. This is much closer to the beta location in Springdale with its configuration. And it's a little bit of a departure from what we've seen in the Metroplex, where those could be all the way in the back, closer to a convenience store for Walmart rather than the Supercenter itself. So this will be a theme throughout this update here. We now know that 4 ABB A400 units, totaling 8 charging stalls, will be used in this build. We found the diagrams for ABB in the site plans, so we know that they are there. We can also say that it is very likely that they will split between CCS and NACS evenly, with each charging unit itself having 1 of each, so a total of 4 CCS and 4 NACS, though that is not specifically mentioned in the plans. I am surmising that based on the images we saw from the year beginning meeting in Orlando when they introduced the ABB A400 unit in the first place. It appears as though 2 stalls are handicap accessible, and it does include signage where Basically, EV motorists are asked to use those 2 spaces last, only if the other 6 spaces are occupied. That falls in line with a lot of charge point operators and how they like to operate with handicap accessible parking. Also, we notice, if you see in the image at the bottom, the upper left-hand stall with the stripes going through it, that's not meant to be a parking spot, but you can pass through it from the parking spot on the bottom. So, looks like we might have a potential pull-through stall with this particular location, such as in Crossroads and definitely Springdale. The plans also mention that it should be a 1700 kVA total between the 4 EVSE units. And now we head to Supercenter 1646 in Mesa, Arizona. Over here on the right, we have the site plan, and you probably already noticed it, even closer to the entrance of the Supercenter. It is only 140 feet away from the store entrance, 70 feet from the outdoor center. I really like this setup right here. Very, very close, maybe even better than the beta location in Springdale. It will also feature 4 ABB A400 units with 8 charging stalls, likely again a 4 CCS, 4 NACS split on the handles, not mentioned in the plans, but that's what we're trending towards. 2 stalls appear to be handicap accessible here with signage planned. Again here, a potential pull-through stall in that far left parking stall. You'll notice here that not all of these stalls are actually in a line. They actually begin to kind of catty corner between the first 3 units, and then the last one stays in line. So this is a little bit of a different configuration, but it does make great use of the area in that parking lot. And again, 1700 kVA total at this location in Mesa. And then finally at Supercenter 3751 in Santan Valley, Arizona, we actually do not have construction plans as of April 1st. However, we do know that this location does have Walmart Energy's eye based on construction bids. Again, likely to follow similar patterns that we've already seen from the other 2 locations in the Phoenix market, including the ABB A400 units, 4 of them for 8 stalls, split between CCS and NACS, a closer proximity to the store than we've seen in the Metroplex with handicap accessible stations and potential for a pull-through stall. So let's put it all together now. What does this mean? Let's take a look at the data and the maps and see where is Walmart Energy now in their construction. As our friend Walter at the Network Architect channel says, let's get into the data. So over here on the left, I have in table form all of the sites that are slated for construction or that are under construction. The area under red, those are slated for construction. Those that have the kind of gold outline, those are the ones in Phoenix. And then the ones listed under the yellow banner, those are under construction that we know about in the Metroplex. Those totals look like having 8 under construction, 12 with permits, and 27 advertised so far by Walmart Energy through different press releases or news articles that we have found over the last year or so. We do have 3 sites open, 2 at the original beta sites and 1 at the Metroplex site in McKinney. Now remember that my data tables and maps are always available to you. You can follow that link right there. I'll have it in the link below, and it's always in the channel description as well, so that you can peruse the data tables and the maps and see how they change throughout the week at your own leisure. All right, on the left here, we have the Metroplex 15 with 1 open, 8 under construction, and 6 still slated for construction. Again, we have a general north to south direction with construction here. Fort Worth just now getting in on the action. And then the Phoenix 10, 6 located in permits and bidding, and 4 still yet to be found, but we are on the case as quickly as we can be to find them. And now just a few observations and comments on the progress of Walmart Energy. First thing that we notice is the speed at which they are progressing. 8 sites under construction, 1 open in the Metroplex, all since the start of 2025. And now we've got at least 6 permits that we know about in Phoenix Who knows when they will start those construction projects? I would imagine sooner rather than later. Probably will know more as soon as we can find the 4 other locations. Observation number 2, consumer flexible locales. We're seeing this in the Metroplex especially, but now Phoenix is following this trend too. It's catering to travelers, drivers who are depending on public charging, and rideshare users as well. They are picking great locations that meet the needs of a variety of different EV drivers. Finally, 3 markets, 3 vendors. This was something that I observed and mentioned in the Out of Specs Bits episode that I did with Walter. It's interesting. At the time, I thought that there's 3 different markets: Northwest Arkansas, Metroplex, and Phoenix, and now 3 vendors. Northwest Arkansas has ChargePoint. The Metroplex has Alpitronic hyperchargers, and now we're seeing that the Phoenix market will make use of the ABB A400s. That's very interesting to me. How many more vendors are we going to add in different markets when Walmart Energy moves into those markets? Maybe this is it. Maybe there's more. I don't know. It just kind of depends. This feels to me like it's a supply and demand issue. Everybody right now is hot on Alpitronic hyperchargers, even Electrify America now. So let's see how this plays out. I think that will be most interesting for everyone. But everybody will have the same experience charging, as the experience in the app will not depend on what brand of charger you have at Walmart Energy. And that's the update. Thank you so much to X user Alejandro EV66 for working with me and some others to find these permits. Thank you to YouTuber at EV-Texans. Check out his new channel, a little bit of an updated channel. Resubscribe to him. And if you enjoyed this content, please, if you're interested in seeing more, hit the subscribe button. We're getting to the point now where we are talking about tens of millions of people being impacted by Walmart Energy's rollout of EV charging. So if you can like, subscribe, share, whatever it is that you can do to help get this out further, it would be so appreciated, so that more people know that, hey, Walmart Energy may be coming to them sooner rather than later. Either way, I'm Landon. We'll see you next time, and happy trails.